What's good, YouTube? It's Nas and we back with another video. Road to 700 subscribers, of course. And if you don't know, the All-Star starters was just announced an hour ago, and let's talk about it because I see a lot of outrage of Anthony Edwards being snubbed for the All-Star starters, and Stephen Curry fans might get mad at me, but I do think Anthony Edwards did deserve that spot over Curry. Right now, I guess a foregone conclusion, the All-Star starters for the Western Conference is Victor Wembanyama, Nikola Jokic, Stephen Curry, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Luka Doncic. That's not a bad starting five. You can't go wrong with that starting five, but at the same time, I do think Anthony Edwards has the better team. First of all, that is a fact. Anthony Edwards is statistically playing better. That's a fact. And really, the talent disparity, both of them are carrying their teams. I know this Stephen Curry without the Warriors, or the Warriors without Stephen Curry, are a horrible team. And I feel like the same goes for Anthony Edwards, but Julius Randle has been holding it down a lot, so you can't really make that same argument. And when you really look at it, Anthony Edwards is putting up these numbers without a point guard. Anthony Edwards this season is averaging 29.5 points per game, 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and career numbers across the board for I don't know what else you would want from Anthony Edwards. Like a game where he's coming off of having 55 points, dueling Victor Wembanyama in one of the best games of the season, and after that before that coming off of an injury after hitting a game winner on the same exact team who the Spurs are a top 3 seed right now. So it should just tell you how much Anthony Edwards, or how good Anthony Edwards has been this season, and him not being rewarded for this just doesn't make sense to me. But when you look at this All-Star game, hopefully they actually try this season. And now talking about the Eastern Conference, I feel like the Eastern Conference, they got that correct, like 1,000%. For the Eastern Conference, you have Tyrese Maxey, Cade Cunningham, Jaylen Brown, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Jalen Brunson. There's no going wrong with that 5 group and that 5 group. So when you're looking at what goes on in the All-Star game and how they're going to do this USA versus World and then another team, I wonder how this is going to work, because hopefully it's fun. And I also wonder how the reserves are going to look, because I know every year that we get mad about All-Star snubs. I'm looking forward to next week to see who actually gets snubbed and who actually makes it, because I feel like for the Eastern Conference, it's really a toss-up. For the Western Conference, we obviously know Anthony Edwards is a lock, but I just feel like it's crazy to look at this season in particular and not have Anthony Edwards as a starter. I feel like it's really a disgrace, and that's me saying a lot about how I feel about Anthony Edwards. I know Anthony Edwards is one of my favorite players. I know Stephen Curry is obviously a lot of people's favorite players, but when you look at what goes on in an All-Star game, I know you want Anthony Edwards starting, and I don't think that I do think that Curry fans are going to have an argument whether Anthony Edwards deserved that spot over Curry or not. But I really don't think there's an argument. I do think Anthony Edwards full-heartedly deserved that spot over Stephen Curry. And looking at, obviously, people are going to talk about LeBron, his first season in 21 seasons. That's crazy. 21 years. His streak comes to an end of being an All-Star starter. I do think LeBron will still be an All-Star reserve. It'd be crazy if LeBron gets snubbed for the All-Star reserve. Just thinking about that shit. But I'm interested to see how this obviously comes together, because we know the All-Star game has been boring the last couple seasons. Looking at these group of guys like Jaylen Brown, I just made a video talking about how Jaylen Brown was my front runner for MVP. Tyrese Maxey, he's became the best player on the Philadelphia 76ers, who obviously are a top 6 seed right now. And honestly, I feel like the only thing that I have to say about the East is Donovan Mitchell over Jalen Brunson. But at the same time, you can't really make that argument because Jalen Brunson is a higher seed. Cade Cunningham, I think we all knew he was a lock. They are the number 1 seed, and without Cade Cunningham, the Pistons are, I don't care what anybody thinks. And so somebody in my comments talking about how the Pistons are 4-0 without Cade, and then they lost the very next game. So I just don't see it with the Pistons being a decent team without Cade Cunningham. I just don't. But looking at obviously the Eastern Conference, Giannis Antetokounmpo, that was a lock. I still think Giannis needs to be traded. Right now, it's fourth quarter of the Bucks versus Hawks, and it looks like the Bucks have it in the bag. So really, they're close to passing up the Hawks in their season. And really, like I said in the Giannis video, the Giannis video, I said, or no, not the Giannis video, the Ryan Rollins video, the Hornets are still on their tail right behind them. So you're looking at these group of guys who are fighting for a playoff spot and play-in spot. You look at the Western Conference, which Wemby was a lock. I do think, or it said that the tie went to Wemby because of fan voting. It was either Anthony Edwards or Victor Wembanyama. I don't think it should have went down to that. But Luka Doncic, obviously a lock, having one of his better seasons, even though the Lakers are not really a contending team, in my opinion. The Suns are on their tail right behind them, one game off of them. So if the Lakers lose another game, they're going to be in the play-in spot, which they do not want to be in. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, obviously, we knew that was a lock. Nikola Jokic, we knew that was a lock. And obviously Stephen Curry. But honestly, I feel like the All-Star game really doesn't matter how much it used to mean. And when I say that, it just seems like players don't even want to be there. And I remember back when I was younger, I was looking forward to All-Star games. I was watching All-Star introductions. I'm one of those nerds. I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. Oh, introduce, like, oh my God. But when you look at this new era of basketball, you see all the younger players in the All-Star starters now. And it's crazy that the old heads are basically non-existent anymore. Curry's really the only older nigga that I see that's on this team. Giannis Antetokounmpo, obviously in his 30s, but at the same time, you're looking at, obviously, the next up-and-coming stars, which obviously the generation younger than me actually is going to be heavily introduced to. And hopefully they make this All-Star game fun, because last year was boring. 2 years ago was boring. 3 years ago, probably, it was I say 3 years ago was that was the Jason Tatum All-Star game MVP, I think. But when you're looking at the All-Star game and you're looking at how these players, or how this affects their resumes, I do think Anthony Edwards was snubbed from being an All-Star starter. But Anthony Edwards is just going to have to wait another week to hear his name called for All-Star reserves. But y'all let me know if y'all think Anthony Edwards was snubbed from the All-Star game or not. Do y'all agree with me? Or do y'all think Curry deserved that spot for what he's doing for the Warriors right now? And yeah, y'all let me know about both teams, actually. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Nonetheless, subscribe. What's good, y'all? If y'all made it to the end of the video, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And there's a video right here. I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it if you like this one. And the channel icon's right there if you want to just check out the channel in general. And yeah, leave a like too, because it really helps the algorithm push me out. And yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching this video nonetheless.